Hello, everyone. Happy July. We're halfway through. So, y'all, I just went on my first cruise. So, I want to show y'all. I won this little foghorn thing. It looks like the boat, the foghorn on the boat. I went on Carnival Cruise. There was a fight, so I got the real Carnival experience. Um, and I won a game with my stepsister and our team. I'm gonna be honest, they didn't really explain like the goal of the game. We just kind of had to figure it out on our own, and I was like, okay, but I was glad we won. And since my stepsister was the captain, she got the actual trophy, but she also got one of these too, so it's like a necklace. I'm just gonna put it right here because I'm gonna put it back on my lamp, but I don't want to be clanking around. So yeah, and as always, obligatory self promotion. What if I ruled the world? Poems inspired by music, written by me, your boy. And it's always linked in the description and always linked in the link tree. And I have absolutely no new updates from my new book. I will probably what will I do? I'll probably make a short video or like a longer video like this to tell y'all about it. So anyway, we're here to talk about Kesha and her album Period. And I was looking at the Wikipedia article where I copied and pasted her biography, and they have it written out. So that's probably what I'm gonna have to do on the thumbnail because I was like, how am I gonna put period? Am I gonna put it in quotation marks? Which I think I did at one point, like when I did my short video, but it's probably gonna be easier to just type it out for the thumbnail. So yeah, but that's her newest album, Period. She does have a deluxe version, which is an ellipses, which is three periods. Um, I don't know what I would have called it. Probably just period deluxe. But yeah, I didn't listen to the deluxe because I was like, it only has a few new songs, like two, and then like a promotional single with, which I don't know why the official single on the album doesn't. I guess it was. I think it was the first single. Didn't have. No, it wasn't. It was like the second or third. I don't know why it didn't have T Pain on the album already on the standard. But anyway, I didn't really think I was missing much. But I will listen to like the two new songs and the deluxe and the rest of the remixes at some point. So we're just doing the standard edition. So I'm going to give you some info on Kesha. She is Kesha Rose Sebert. She was born on March 1st, 1987. She's just known as Kesha, though. She's an American singer and songwriter. She got her first major success in 2009 when she was featured on Flo Rida's number one song, Right Round. I'm not the biggest Flo Rida fan, so I know like the chorus, but that's about it. Uh, then she became immediately successful after that. She earned two number one albums, Animal in 2010 and Rainbow in 2017. She had top 10 records Warrior 2012 and High Road 2020. She attained 10 top 10 singles. Say that five times fast. On the US Billboard Hot 100, including TikTok, Right Round, with Flo Rida. My First Kiss was 303, which is probably why they were on the tour. But y'all, I didn't say this in my short video. 303 was on for so long. But it makes sense because they did work together for their song, but I wasn't there to see them. So that was like annoying to me. But yeah. Her single Blah Blah Blah, Your Love Is My Drug, Take It Off, We Are Who We Are, Blow, Die Young, and Timber with Pitbull. So those were her top 10 hits. And TikTok was the best selling digital single in history, selling over 14 million units internationally, but it was surpassed in 2011. It doesn't say what it surpassed it though. So I'm very curious as to what it was. She fulfilled her 5 album contract with Kemosabe Records by releasing the album Gag Order in 2023. She released her first independent album, can't talk today, period, under her own label, Kesha Records, which is what we're talking about today, is period. And they do have it spelled out, so I'm probably going to do that for the thumbnail. Her career was halted between Warrior and Rainbow due to legal disputes. with her former producer, Dr. Luke, which began in 2014. A series of lawsuits, collectively known as Kesha versus Dr. Luke, was it were exchanged between the two parties in which Kesha accused him of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse and employment discrimination against her, while Dr. Luke claimed the breach of contract, and defamation. The case was settled out of court in June 2023. Which I just want to go on record in saying that I did believe Kesha, and I stand by her. But I'm so glad she's like independent now and she can do her own thing in a safe environment. She was listed as the 26th top artist on Billboard's 2010s decade end charts. She's really received various awards, including an MTV European Music Award for Best New Act in 2010. She has also co-written songs for other artists, including "Till the World Ends" for Britney Spears and songs for Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, and Miranda Cosgrove. So that's a little bit about her. If you want to know more, you check her Wikipedia where I got this information. So the album was released July 4th of this year. So like 2 weeks ago, yeah, about give or take. Yeah. And it's the genre is pop, hyperpop, and disco. And where can you stream it? You can look at it, listen to it at YouTube Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Amazon Music. I said this in my last video. I feel like I complained about it, but there's not a listen tab when you Google albums anymore. I guess it's they took it out to make room for their AI. I guess. I know I complained about this before, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. But yeah, so I'm kind of guessing. But you can like put streaming at the end and get like where the album's actually streaming. So what are the vibes of the album? I get freedom, partying slash having fun, self acceptance slash self awareness. So I feel like a lot of this album is her like discovering herself and like learning herself and accepting herself for who she is. I feel like that's also like giving her the freedom from her past label and her issues and her just being on her own now. So I'm gonna get to my favorite songs, my least favorite songs, and my overall opinion. So my favorite songs, the first one is Freedom. I like what this song represents for her because she was trying so hard to get from under Dr. Luke, and she finally did it. Although I guess it was kind of just because the contractual obligation was up, which I don't like that. This is going to be kind of random. I don't like that these contracts, I don't know if they do them now the same way, but why are we having 6 album contracts and like these long contracts? But maybe that was just like a standard thing. I don't know about now. But it's just I don't know. Besides the backing for promotion, I don't know. I guess it's worth it for the promotion, but then also like you could be with someone who's a predator and like a creep or who like doesn't like you or like Mariah Carey's like for example, she was married to the label exec and he was blocking her, taking her records and giving them to other people and so it's like a whole thing dealing with record labels. Um but yeah, I said she was trying so hard to get from under Dr. Luke, she finally did it. So glad she was able to be independent and be free to be comfortable again. And this song is a celebration. So I think Freedom was also the first song on the album. So that was very fitting. Um, Next favorite song is Love Forever. I love the 70s, 80s voice effects and the vibe of the song. I forgot. I think it's a synthesizer where they put the thing in their mouth and it sounds weird. It sounds like I'm trying to describe it. It sounds like robotic. I wish I had a clip I could show you what I mean, but you get what I mean. Um, it's very smooth and groovy song. It's a very cute love song. So it's basically talking about she didn't think she would find someone to love forever, and then she did. So I thought it was so cute. Now his hair is cute, but it do be getting in the way. All right, so my next favorite song is actually my favorite song on the album, which is "Boy Crazy." I put that in my notes. This is my favorite song on the album. I loved it since before the full album even released. and I love how fun it is. It's very flirty and playful and very experimental, but not in an alienating way, where it's like too abstract, where you're like, whoa, too much going on, or that you can't really get into it. But it does have a very 80s vibe, and it's like a dance anthem bop. I love that. I love that song so much. And then my last favorite song is actually, I think, the last song. Yeah, I think it's the last song from what I can remember. So the first song I liked, and I like the last song. It's called Cathedral, and I love this song. It's about self discovery and believing in yourself and being your own religion and leaning into your own strength. She also sounds amazing on this song. Like, there are some high notes and stuff, and she sounds really good. So I don't actually have any least favorite songs. I have some songs where I'm like, meh, but not to the point where I felt like I needed to put them on the least favorite songs. Um, so yeah, in my overall opinion, I'm so happy for Kesha to be free and independent now. I can definitely tell in her new album she feels more free, carefree, and experimental than before. I think this album is more mellow, so not as energetic. I have a typo, of course. Not as energetic as her previous albums like Gag Order, from what I can remember. Like, I feel like it's more upbeat. I feel like it had more upbeat and fast songs from what I can remember, but I haven't listened to album in such a long time. Um, which I'm trying to think, is that the one that has the song Woman? I think Rainbow has Woman, and I love that song. That's a great song. But yeah, definitely like more mellow. I don't want to say like throw it on and you won't pay attention, but I feel like you will pay attention. Like, I feel like it's definitely mellow, so you can like have it on while you're doing other things, and and it's a good. I don't want to say. I just call out like music background music, because like when I think background music, I think of like instrumentals, or like how they have like the ASMR, like cloudy day, um, sounds, or like rain sounds. Like, I don't want it to sound like that, but I do feel like you can like have a good time listening to it, but it's not something that you have to like really focus on. I feel like I'm making it sound bad, but I'm not trying to. But yeah, it's definitely mellow. So if you're like looking for like a TikTok type sound, or like something from her earlier work, there is some of it, but I feel like it's definitely mellowed down, but not like gone 100%. But it's definitely not big like that. Like, some of it is big. Like, I think Cathedral is a slow song, but there are big moments in it. I just feel like I cannot describe what I want to describe. But yeah, basically it's mellow, but it's not boring. There we go. It's mellow, but not boring. Um, I do still enjoy this album and think it was a good experimental album in my opinion. It wasn't too abstract that it was alienating, but definitely gave some variety to the album, which I'm going to talk about Frank Ocean's album Blonde. I felt like that was a little bit too abstract and too experimental for me personally, and this one is experimental, but still in ways that I enjoy, versus Frank Ocean's Blonde. So I would give this album a 7 out of 10. I'm excited to see her perform these songs from this album on tour. I'm going to see her at a festival called All Things Happen, and it's in Maryland in September. So I'm excited to see her perform some of these songs. Obviously, perform Boy Crazy, because obviously that's my favorite song. So, with that, I wrote a poem called Boys. It's like an acrostic poem, so it's like B.O.Y.Z. I did it with a Z to be a little different. I did have to Google Z words because my brain was like not thinking, because the only thing I could think of was like zebra, but there are actually a good variety of Z words. So yeah, this poem is inspired by Boy Crazy, and if you know acrostic poems, it'll be like the B, the O, the Y, and the Z all have lines next to them. So here it goes. Black boys are my favorite, but I'm open to brown boys too, cause you never know who will want to unzip me and devour me. So yeah. I'm only down with the brown and the brown swirl now. So yeah, I really love that song. It's just so fun, and So cute. So yeah, that's what I think about Kesha's newest album. I saw. I'm not usually a charts fan. Like I just want to enjoy the music without being like chart, chart, chart. But I did see that it did do. It did seemingly do well on the charts, especially as an independent record. Um, a lot of people like to be super picky about charts, and you're not. Your favorite artist isn't charting as my high as mine. But for an independent artist, I think she did pretty well, and I feel like this is probably something that's close to her heart because now she's doing it on her own terms, on her own label, and doing her own thing. So yeah, I'm really happy for her for that. I need to look at some of the music videos. I have not looked at the music videos. But yeah, and then I gotta listen to the deluxe at some point, the Ellipses album. But yeah, let me know what you think of Kesha. Have you listened to Period? Have you listened to the deluxe Ellipses? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, as always. And I will see you all next week.